Thank you for coming along with us on another edition of our weekly broadcast, DDRx Podcast. Thank you for, you know, being our audience. And we want to believe God that you're being blessed. It's another week the Lord has made, another time of, having thoughtful conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about it. I know we went to the same high school. We've talked about that
Yeah.
over time, and many years after our marriage is when we realized the old school association
Yeah.
does exist, and one way or another, we found ourselves. You were more into it than I am, because I thought we were busy enough. And at the time you nominated me to be an executive, I didn't like the idea. You don't think I'm busy enough. I did it for one term, but then during that term, I remember that we had to renovate the staff room for the school or something
Yeah.
like that,
The
and
science
the
building.
science building. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And as I'm talking now, I remember the year we went and we took our children to the school.
To the school.
Yes, I pray we can still find those pictures, telling them this was your grandpa's office, because daddy taught at the school, and we're showing them this is that. But then we saw how dilapidated the place was that year. They were like, "What? Yeah, you went
Went
to
to
this
this
school?"
school.
And this was a very nice school in our
Yeah.
days. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying this to the fact that the year that I was opportune to serve, because they always have good, projects. We had a project of doing some renovation, and then they wrote the names of the people that worked towards, they acknowledged the people that worked towards the renovation, of that. And I'm like, oh, there's my name. But I at the onset, I wasn't really into it because I thought, I'm tired. I don't want to put this on my plate again. But then you feel good. It made me feel good, like I was a part of something significant.
Yeah.
Because um, today, I guess you have an idea. I'll be talking about legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, when we say legacy, what rings, what bell rings in our minds as to, you know, because we are not here to be permanent. We're not permanent
No.
residents. A time will come.
It's not a
Would have
continuous city.
no, we don't have an abiding city here. When our work is done and dusted, we exit the scene.
So we must have something that outlive us, that, that outlast us, and that is legacy. Uh, you know, inheritance is what you give to someone, but legacy is what you leave in someone. And that's why legacy is so important.
It is important, and I believe legacy is when our lives would have counted
Yeah.
more, much more. Not It's not so much as in terms of the inheritance, but like you said, what you leave in someone.
Someone.
How well you've been able to make an impact. You know, something that you do that cannot be quickly forgotten or
Yeah.
cannot be easily erased. That can be a point of reference. That's when we're talking about legacy.
And you have to be intentional about it. It's not something that happens overnight.
Mm.
It's something one has to really be intentional, be prayerful about. And once you find it, you instill it. You it can make a difference in others. And that's why a life of legacy is very, very good. I remember, let me read a scripture which I remember as we speak now, as we talk. And that's in Second Timothy 2. Second Timothy 2, verse 5. Is it 2? Yeah. Second, well, it's in Second Timothy 2. Second Timothy maybe 1 5. Second Timothy chapter 1, verse 5. Uh, when I call to remembrance the unfeigned faith that is in thee, which dwell first in thy grandmother Louis and thy mother Eunice, I am persuaded that indeed also look at that legacy of faith. The legacy started with the grandmother, uh, Louis, and transferred to the mother, Eunice. Eunice, the mother of Timothy, transferred it to him. You could say it wasn't ordinary.
It wasn't ordinary, and like you said, intentional. But then I have a question because I think um someone was asking me that question earlier today. Like, how do you make those kind of things to stick? Like, we hear of the grandmother passing it to her daughter and over to the son. How do you go about it?
I think, I believe, well, let me read it in Deuteronomy 6. I think this Moses taught, when he was leaving his farewell speech, he taught them how to do it. He taught them. He said in Deuteronomy 6, said, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children. Talking about the word of God, the word of faith, and shalt talk of them when thou sit in thine house, when thou walk by the way, when thou lie down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. Thou shalt write them upon the post of thy house and on thy gates. So we must use every opportunity, especially if you want to teach. We're talking about legacy of faith. We must use every opportunity to teach it. And people should know where you stand. They should know the basis for your decision.
Why you do the things you
Why
do?
you do the things you do. You should neither
You should
be
not.
here.
You should
Not
not be a
there.
person that is neither here nor there.
Yeah. So you have to be resolute about your conviction.
Mm-hmm. And when we talk about legacy, it's something that it comes from a place of what you do, how you live, how you
Yeah.
speak, how you carry yourself,
Yeah.
how you do your assignment, how your calling is finds expression, how you carry yourself, the kind of words that come out of your mouth. What you just read in Deuteronomy about what Moses taught the children of Israel essentially talks about their daily living.
Yeah.
In our daily lives, we sit down, we rise up, we go out, we come in.
Yeah.
You're talking, your conversation is this direction. When you're taking a stroll, this is how you do the things you do, and through that, over a period of time, you come to be known as, this is what this person stands for. It shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody at the end of the day, because it's something you have poured your effort, your pain, your ability, your skills, your intellect into, because you're intentional about it. It's not like I don't want to believe it's something that you're pretending not to be.
Yeah.
It is the essence of who you are, essentially. It will be the essence of who you are, because if you're faking it, it's going to, over time,
Yeah.
um, you know, be revealed that this person is not genuine.
Yeah. And I think there's another guy in the Bible called Abraham. And I love what God said about him. And I think that is in Genesis 18, 19.
Okay.
Yeah. I said, I know him. But
Yeah,
let me read
treat
it
his
out.
children.
Yeah. That was somebody that was really intentional about this legacy we're talking about. He said, for Genesis 18, 19, for I know him that he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord to do justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he has spoken. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What a legacy of faith as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and this man was so intentional, and God could boast about him that, look, this man, we just have to sit up that we transfer something to the next generation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It doesn't come easy, like you said, because something that is intentional will demand your time. it will demand your effort.
Oh, yeah.
It will demand your skill as well, because you know what you want to pour into someone. And then, but of course, we also have to know that it's not in every vessel that we can that you can pour. Because the Bible tells us in the great house there are different vessels, some to honor and some to dishonor.
Yeah.
Yeah, if a man purifies himself, then because if you're putting your effort into someone who at the end of the day will be a wasted, people will say, oh, but he was with that person. How come he's like this? It was, I mean, I'm not saying that things cannot change, or people cannot change, or God cannot use anyone. But you see, the I mean, the examples we've read through the scriptures, we find Paul speaking about Timothy, and he could not just ignore the fact that he's come from a place of people that have tutored him conscientiously, and the result is showing. Timothy, we're made to understand, was a very young
Yeah.
person. And Paul was even writing to him to say, don't let any man despise your youth.
Yeah.
Even though you're a young person, you have what it takes. Because you come from a place of being built up in the faith yourself. So it's possible sometimes that as we labor, as we try to do what we believe God has giving us the strength or the skill to do, you will may find along the way. I guess that's what I'm saying. People who may not necessarily
Yeah.
align, with what we are trying to pour out.
Yeah, we should just not be discouraged. Not, you are not sent to everybody, and not everybody will receive
What you have
the
to give.
truth or what you have to give. But because we're talking about Paul and Timothy, I remember this thing that when you talk about Paul, his own legacy, leadership. He dropped that thing, he passed it on.
Mm.
Look at what it said there in 2 Timothy 2:2. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also. See the different levels here. That Paul told Timothy that, look, you just have to, the legacy you have to carry on the legacy. You have to transfer it. You've learned all these things of me. Don't let them stop with you. Transfer to some faithful people. Let them transfer to others.
So I guess the work then will be to identify
Yeah,
the faithful.
the faithful.
Yeah, who will be able to teach others also.
And they are there. The
So
faithful are there.
they are there. I mean, we definitely cannot discount. I
Oh,
mean,
they are
that
there.
they're
Yeah.
there. You don't want to be like um what's his name, Prophet Elijah, say, oh God,
I'm the only one.
I'm the only one. Just think like that. You are not the only one.
Yeah,
I have
that
other
is-
ones as well, because we the way in our work and in life, you will come across those who would willingly and gladly accept that which you have to offer.
Mm.
And then you will come across those who are not willing
Yeah.
to learn, to take from your wealth of experience, knowledge, insight, and
Yeah.
all of it. Um, as a I guess the responsibility for us then comes into play to know, where would my legacy, where will it thrive? To be able to, because it says, teach men that will be faithful and be able to teach others also. It
Yeah.
didn't say teach everybody.
No. No.
Yeah.
No. You're talking about legacy. We can keep talking about this. And I think we need to look inward, especially he said a good man,
Leave
an inheritance
for his children.
for his children's children. So we need to also plan for the future.
So true.
Yeah, we should plan for our children's children, whereby we leave inheritance for them. We should not consume everything today.
Yes, I hear you on that. I once heard an older person say one time, all this work I'm even doing because of my children. Why am I bothered? Because the Bible didn't tell me to leave anything for my children. That the Bible tells them to leave for their children. for their children's children. And I said, if you are leaving it for your children's children, you are inadvertently leaving it for your children.
Yeah.
Because they your children's
You are
children, your
reliving them.
grands,
Yeah.
yeah, they are all equally, from your offroot or offshoot, or what do you call it? Yeah.
Yeah. So you are reliving them. But they too should also live for their children's children.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm,
And so that it will continue.
mm.
It won't just stop with their children.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to really plan for the future.
As you say, sorry, okay, okay.
Go ahead.
As you say that, I one thing that's coming to my mind is the word has escaped my thought now, but some people will tell you, yes, the Bible says that, but nobody left anything for me. I am like the first generation of,
Start
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Start it. Start
Let
it
it
with your
start with you.
generation. Yeah.
Let
Start
it
with
start
your
with your
generation.
generation. Yeah,
Yeah.
it shouldn't be that what has occurred previously would repeat itself on your lineage. You might be the one that God will use to break that siege at that point in time, and now
And
the
the way
story
to
goes
start all
forward.
this thing is to bring family dinner back. We need to bring family dinner back. We
Yeah,
need
bring
to
family.
gather together during festive seasons, public holiday, go on holiday. You have to bring the family, the clan together, bring them back, so that they will know you have some tradition.
Traditions.
Yeah. Those traditions you
It's
celebrate.
interesting. I mean, our country gives us a family day,
Oh, great.
and during winter, for that matter.
Yeah. So they don't want you to just isolate yourself.
Isolate yourself.
Bring the family together, take pictures together, celebrate birthdays, celebrate anniversaries, go on vacation together. This is and talk. Have, tale by the moonlight, in summer, gather the family together, share stories,
Create memories
create
too.
memories, let them know the tradition. So this is how you can really move from one generation to the other. We just have to be intentional. And not just our family, just like we started with our old school, we should also, reach out to others. You know, do something in your community, in your church. We should be involved.
That'll be impactful.
Yeah,
Be
that will be
relevant.
impactful. Let people know that, you are impacting lives, have impact on people. And that's a legacy. It's more than, even an inheritance. Like I say, you give inheritance to what legacies in.
Wonderful.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that we have it. We'll stop it there today. Or you have more to say?
Oh, there's always more.
There's always more to say.
There's always more. But we can't just let it die with
With
us.
us, no. No, we like you said, have to be intentional about it.
Yeah, look at Joseph. Joseph was intentional. He told them, don't bury my bone in Egypt.
Take me.
Yeah,
along
carry
with
my
you.
bone along with you. Because he knew there was a promised land that God was taking them to, that God will deliver them from this servitude. Uh, so we need to be intentional. We need to see the future. We need to celebrate the future.
Yeah, yeah. And one thing about the future is that, it evolves.
Yeah.
Things evolve, and so if you have not been intentional about living it, you'll be left in the past. You have nothing to bring along with you into the future.
Yeah. That's why I'll never want my family to sell where I grew up. The building where I grew up is a legacy I cherish. Yeah.
Sentiments.
Yeah, it's not a sentiment, just a legacy I cherish. Yeah. I want my children's children to see. I mean, you said sentiment because we sold the house where our children grew. It's true.
Yeah. Where our children grew up with all this.
I'm talking about our family in our village. Okay, let's start.
Oh, now we can,
We can
now
stop
we
it.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for being a part. for listening and for joining us on this conversation rather. We hope that you're a person that is interested in leaving a legacy that is pure, that is of faith, and that is consistent with with what God desires. We hope to see you soon. Bye bye.